I'm the senior wargaming lecturer at the War Studies Department in King's College London, and I've been in that role now since August 2020. A bit of my background, I'm originally from Ireland. You may be able to hear that. My accent comes and goes. But I lived in the United States for nearly 20 years, where I got my PhD in international relations as a major and methods as a minor. And most of my IR research is about diplomacy. So I'm a diplomacy scholar. But I came to King's because King's was actively recruiting a wargaming lecturer, which is actually a very unusual position in a civilian university. It's not uncommon in military universities, but I'm not aware of another civilian wargaming lecturer. It's certainly in the UK. And they were recruiting on that, and I had done some research using a wargame. And that made me qualified to apply for the job, which is more than most people were, because that's not a very common practice in academia, wargaming. It's very much in its infancy. So in King's, I'm the academic director of the King's Wargaming Network, which is a collection of scholars, PhD students and faculty, post-PhD faculty, who are committed to developing wargaming as an analytic method and as an educational tool, and to democratizing wargaming and making it more readily usable and available to other researchers who are often very stymied by it. A big part of our project or our relationship to wargaming is that we're interested in understanding if and how it works. We know it works, but we're not quite sure how it works. And so from the position as a method scholar, it's useful for us to be able to get that greater foundation of what is actually going on inside of a game. How do we know a game is generating results that are defensible? And so a lot of the research that myself and my colleagues are doing are really kind of getting at those specific kinds of questions. How do organizations learn? How do actors become immersed? What is a game? How do you know it's producing effective knowledge? How do you know it's producing biased knowledge? And so on and so forth. So we come at it from a very different space. As a final statement on that, before I turn it over to Tom, wargaming is very much a community of practice. So we are orbiting a much bigger sphere of active practitioners who've been around for literally hundreds of years. So from the academic side, it's in its infancy. These questions are being asked for the first time. From the practitioner side, a lot of these questions have already been answered, and I've discovered that on my own research, but from a practical side. And so it's kind of going through this interesting translation of trying to turn the knowledge that people have internally or in practice and trying to turn it into something that newcomers could learn from reading from a page.